In life, there is one constant cycle. It is repeated with opposing forces at either end. The draw away from childhood until one's purpose becomes to bring new youth. There is a pause at both ends, as we see here with the celebration of Simba's birth. And life is fastest lived in the middle. This cycle, known in human terms, is called simple harmonic motion. Let's see this in action real quick. Here we see me being told to be a human pendulum. The maximum displacement is my amplitude. Notice I reach my max speed at the center point or equilibrium and my minimum speed at 0 at the max amplitudes. However, the opposing forces is always trying to pull me back to the center. Now we return to the pride lens, where a young Simba is learning about what it means to be a flute king.
Oh, young Simba, we must practice your lore.
Well, I've never seen anything with quite so little hair. I'm gonna be the main event that your king was before.
Oh no, come here, we must show you how to make a good roar. So, young Simba, there are two things that you need for a really good roar. The first one being a low pitch. The only thing that you need to change to get a lower pitch is you need this frequency to also be lower. However, velocity cannot change for sound in air no matter what. So the only difference that you can make is make that wavelength go up proportionally to how low you want the frequency to be. Second, you want lots of volume. The more condensed the particles are compressed, the more volume that you get. So basically, for more volume, all you need is more energy and to blow like there is no tomorrow.
A common type of wave observed in the real world are the waves in an ocean. This wave is a transverse wave because it vibrates perpendicular to the direction that it is traveling. Within this wave, we really only see the waves themselves, the top of the waves, where the top of the wave is the maximum amplitude. Here, the amplitude is the distance above normal sea level that the wave goes. So, a smaller amplitude can be a normal wave, but if it's really big, that's when we have tsunamis. Here in the stop motion, you can visually see the waves traveling through the violin string.
Let's try this again, young Simba. Thanks, Dad! Oh, what is that? Did you hear that? Scar. Huge boss.
And a sad sight befalls the kingdom. As we heard the last sound Mufasa will ever make, notice the way the sound decreased in pitch as he fell. This is called the Doppler effect. It can be witnessed in the human world with cars. When the car approaches, the pitch is high because the wavelength is shorter. Velocity is equal to wavelength times the frequency, so the frequency is higher. As the car moves away, the wavelength gets longer, so the frequency gets smaller and lower.
Hey kid, you alright?
Yeah, I guess.
What happened, buddy?
I lost my dad and everything. I don't know what to do. And who are you?
We'll take you in, kid. I'm Temo. This is Pumbaa. We're open-closed, but you look more open. Hyenas around here are closed, but they sound like screeches anyway.
What do you mean? Close? How am I open? Is that a bad thing?
So, little Simba, now it is time for us to explain to you instruments. First off, before we start, we we have the antinode and the node. The antinode is where the waves have maximum sound. Meanwhile, the node has none. Now you are an open instrument because you are a good old little lion cub. You are a piccolo. When you grow up, you will be a flute, an adult. We are open-closed instruments, whereas a meerkat is a trumpet and a boar is a saxophone. A closed instrument are the good old hyenas that and violins that make us die with their high-pitched squeals. So this is what wave looks like in an open instrument. The wavelength is twice the length of the instrument, whereas there's half an antinode, a node followed by half another antinode. An open-closed instrument has the start of the node at the start of the instrument, and the antinode is open at the end of it, hence open-closed, whereas the wavelength is 4 times the length of the instrument. In a closed instrument, there are 2 nodes at both sides of the instrument, where the antinode is central of the instrument and the wavelength is twice the length. So young Simba, being an open instrument is not so bad. There are things that will always remain constant in your life, including the circle of life. No matter if you are a piccolo or a flute, these rules will always remain constant. That your length and your size will always remain proportional to your wavelength. For instance, in the forced harmonic, you will always have 1 node. In your wavelength will always be equal to 2 times your length. However, here in the second harmonic, you will have 2 nodes. Here in the third, you have 3. And here in the fourth, you have 4. This will always remain constant. So, as we know, throughout each of the harmonics, there will be more wavelengths in the length of the instrument. So the wavelengths are going to have to compress. They're going to have to get smaller. So as a result, since the velocity cannot change and the wavelength is going down, this frequency will have to go up. The pitch of the sound will go up proportionally to each harmonic you are at.
Here is what harmonics sound like in real life.
Whoa, Nala, it's you!
Simba, it's you!
Man, it has been so long!
I know, it's just...
Man, I feel like I really resonate with you.
I know, it's just... You really vibe together, right? You bring out the sound in me, just... You really feel the love.
These 2 youngins falling in love. This demonstrates something in the human world called resonance, when a vibrating system causes another system to vibrate at its natural frequency. Notice how in the upcoming example, even once the tuba has stopped playing, the filing cabinet continues to vibrate, making noise. After a few hours of conversing,
But there's trouble in the Pridelands.
What?
Yeah, Scar's taking over everything. It's desolate, like, the music is dying.
But Akuna Matata, the music can't die.
But it is, you need to come save us.
Okay, I will.
Scar, Simba, you killed my dad. Maybe I did.
If you leave the Pridelands, I will spare you.
I'm afraid that's not an option.
this disagreement is a divergence in natural frequencies. They are so close, family, from the same pride, yet they are so slightly different. It causes pain and unbearable noise. We hear the hits in their fight, and the beats in their sound. Beats are found by subtracting the lower frequency from the higher frequency. Listen for the pulse or the beats in their fight. that Simba has finally beat Scar and is a king with a loud roar, ready to raise the next king to be with his wife, Nala, restarting the cycle of life.